everyone, and welcome back, guys, to episode 4 of my F1 2017 Webber's Return Career Mode, guys. And today we are here for the Russian Grand Prix, and I can only apologise, it has been a little while since the last episode. That's sort of just mainly because there has been, there's a lot of F1 2017 career modes out there at the moment, and obviously my McLaren Honda career mode is doing really, really well. So I sort of wanted to focus on that, and, wanted to try and do a bit of different videos, so you're not just getting the same over and over career mode like a lot of people. I got a few sort of like different videos coming out over the next few days, so hopefully you do enjoy as well. Can't thank you all enough for 2,200 subscribers, getting closer and closer to 2.5k. But let's, I think, move on then into the Russian Grand Prix here this weekend. Hopefully, it can be a race that does go well for myself here, but obviously qualifying is the first thing that we do need to tackle, and hopefully, we can get a good lap in. Been a little while since I drove this Williams, but hoping, it can actually work out all right for myself. Going to completely swap all the engine parts except for, obviously, well, the gearbox technically is an engine part, but still, moving on into this Russian Grand Prix. I just felt, I feel that you just need the extra power, to be honest. But let's move on then into qualifying for the Grand Prix here. I was testing around with cockpit a little bit just before this race, but, hopefully we can get a good lap in here around this Russian Grand Prix circuit, enabling the DRS through the kink that is turn 1, and now down towards turn 2. You're going to try and find the black box on the outside there, brake just on the 100 meter board there, just about get the car slowed down in time. Probably could have broke a little bit harder there and got a much better turn in, and now through turn 3 here, so I just want to keep it nice and close to the apex there. Very, very easy to take on F1 2017. Brake just as you hit the curb through turn 4 there, and nicely using all the curb on the exit of turn 5, and now down in towards the second sector of the lap here, missing that apex ever so slightly there. That's going to cost me a little bit of time here, but trying to give myself a straight run down towards turn 7 here, but completely missing my brake in there, running massively wide there. It did cost me time, hence why I don't think the lap was invalidated there, or I would have been starting way down the order in last place there, but that did cost me a little bit of time there. Quite a costly mistake, but through the next couple of corners onto the back DRS straight, got to try and get a nice, good run down towards the final sector of the lap. Personally, one of my strongest sectors actually around this circuit. A good couple of corners I could hook up, and we're looking like a top 5 could be possible in this qualifying session here. Try and keep it nice and tidy through that next sort of chicane, if you will, and now down in towards this next corner. I prefer to brake really early, attack all over the curbs there through the entrance, attack the curb through the third last corner here, and now all you're trying to do is set yourself up for the run through the final 2 corners there. Turning a little bit too early there, got 2 wheels over the curb, but down into the final corner and up towards the line. It's going to be P8 for the Russian Grand Prix there. Completely binned it over the line, but yeah, a solid result. I think Williams not particularly happy with that. They sort of want me getting top 7s overall, sort of behind the Red Bulls, Mercedes and Ferraris there, but Sergio Perez just able to out-qualify me there, which is a little bit gutting, but nothing that we can't try to overcome during the Grand Prix there. But Lewis Hamilton took pole position for the Grand Prix, guys, but I think we're ready to move on into the Russian Grand Prix.
Welcome one and all to the Russian Grand Prix. Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Sebastian Vettel starting alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Raikkonen, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Perez, and a Williams, Ocon, and Roman Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Kvyat, Sainz, Palmer, Fernando Alonso, and Stoffel van Dorn, Wehrlein, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
Okay, Jeff here. Can you hear me? We're not starting where we hoped, so you need to be aggressive today and push your way through the field.
So here we are then on the grid, ready for the Grand Prix here, and hopefully, we can get off to a nice, clean start in this race. Maybe make up a couple of positions in the early stages, but anything can happen here at Russia, and I'm sure it most likely will, guys. But ready then for the start of the Grand Prix, the 4th round of the season. It's 5 lights for the start of the race, and we are lights out, and away we go there, and off to a fairly poor start there, short shifting all the way up into 4th gear there, and still getting a huge kick out from the car there. Esteban Ocon completely cuts across me there, Makes a little bit of contact wheel to wheel there, so we should have been able to get at that completely unscathed. But down in towards the first braking zone, go down the inside of Verstappen and the Force Indy. They're trying to squeeze Verstappen out on the exit of the corner there. We have been able to do that, and now we're in the slipstream of Sergio Perez here, getting a very, very good run through turn 3 here. Are we going to be able to have a look down the inside? We go down the inside of him and Ricciardo in towards turn 4 there. Forced Ricciardo out wide, our fellow Australian. But we do move now up into P5 of the Grand Prix here, just behind the Mercedes and Ferraris there. So that's been a very, very successful start. But unfortunately, already, you know, by the end of lap 1, the Red Bulls are really, really applying the pressure here. And Ricciardo going to try to look down the inside. Aussie versus Aussie there. We do end up giving in the room a bit of contact made between us as we come down into the final corner there, and I just cannot get the car turned in. Verstappen slips by as well there, and unfortunately we've lost out time to both Red Bulls there. We doubt, you know, we're going to be able to catch back up with those guys there. And now all skipping on all the way onto lap 5 here, and Sergio Perez still piling on the pressure. You know, he's right behind me, still in this Grand Prix. Now, hopefully I can try and get past him there, but unfortunately make a little bit of a mistake there, just brushing up against the wall. But down in towards the next corner, Perez dives it down the inside there. A bit of contact made between the pair of us there. I'm going to try and squeeze him to the outside there, try and have a look down the inside there, force him out wide once more. Firm, but almost fair there, I think is the right way to describe that move. But we do hold on to P7 of the Grand Prix, and now on the end of that lap, we're ready for our pit stop here in this Grand Prix. Obviously, one-stop races, 25% races, just about get the car slowed down as we get into the pit lane here, and hopefully, you know, we can get a nice, clean pit stop, you know, come out in the Grand Prix, still nice and high up. But the pit box is a little bit closer to the start of the pit lane than I probably would have liked there. Getting a nice stop in, though, and now releasing the throttle there, and unfortunately, we've been held absolutely massively there. A huge train of cars coming through, and that's really cost me out a lot of time. Perez has been able to get away from me there. A lot of drivers have been able to make undercuts on me there, and that's cost me so much time. Perez has got about a 2-3 second lead over myself there, and that is just really, really soul destroying there. And you know, all we can do now is try and close back up to Sergio Perez in the rest of this Grand Prix there, completely slicing second to last corner there, turned in a little bit too early. I think it's safe to say the least. But coming down towards the end of the pit lane here, down past a lot of the drivers that are still in their boxes there. Stroll just coming out of the pit lane here. We're only just going to come out ahead of him there, my teammate Lance Stroll. So we do hold on to a point scoring position here, but we've lost out on so much time and 3 positions thanks to that pit stop there. And I can only think, you know, where we could have been in this Grand Prix if that hadn't have happened there. We've got Perez and Carlos Sainz, though, applying the pressure to each other. Perez actually turned out to have engine issues at this moment in time of the Grand Prix there, so we're just going to try and have a look. Sainz goes past him here, and we don't want to lose out any time behind Sergio Perez either. Down in towards the final sector there, we think about going for a move there, just run into the back of Sergio Perez there, but he just hold on for now. But we get a nice, good run out of the corner there. In Sector 3, we dive it down the inside. Very unorthodox overtaking place there. We squeeze Perez out wide, and we now move up into P9 of the Grand Prix here, and hope, you know, we can try and apply the pressure to Carlos Sainz just ahead of me here. But unfortunately, Sainz able to gap me just a bit here, and the real pressure came from behind from my teammate Stroll here. You know, we've outscored him every single race. I think we've out-qualified him every single race so far this season. We don't aim to stop that streak. Now Stroll having a look down the inside in towards the final sector of the lap here. We duck into the slipstream, duck back out, dive it back down the inside of him there, and you know, all the main thing we need to do is not make contact here. But I do hold on to P9 of the Grand Prix at the moment. You know, I really just need to keep proving myself as the #1 driver in this team as we come through the final couple of corners here, and Stroll still all over my gearbox here. A little bit of a mistake out of the second to last corner there, but Carlos Sainz way up the road there, the back end just kicking out as we move on into the final lap of the Grand Prix there. Turn a little bit too early into that final corner there, but now onto the final lap of the race. Stroll is still trying to apply the pressure here. He's all over the back of me as we move halfway around the lap here. You know, we just need to try and get a nice good run out of this next corner onto the DRS straight here. No doubt about it that he's going to have the DRS, but Valtteri Bottas has already won the Grand Prix here, and you know, we're still trying to fight for our position here. Going to flick it up into rich revs here. Stroll dives it into the slipstream there, ducks back out again. He's now going to try to look round my outside. It'll turn to the inside, down in towards the next corner there, down into the final sector of this Grand Prix there. He tries to squeeze me out wide. I just about keep the front wing in the inside there, nearly making contact once more though. I'm going to dive it down the inside into the third last corner of the Grand Prix there, make a tiny bit more contact with Lance Stroll there, but we are able to hold on to P9 of the Russian Grand Prix there. You know, lucky that we didn't make contact with my teammate Stroll, but down towards the final corner there. And unfortunately, you know, we do actually get Spanner out of the final corner there, but P9 in the Russian Grand Prix there. A nice, good result there. Unfortunately, you know, this episode a little bit short there, as there wasn't really too much action to be had during that Grand Prix there, guys. But hopefully, you know, you still did enjoy. P9 in the end of the Russian Grand Prix there, with my teammate Lance Stroll rounding out the points there. Having a look at the standings, we are still in P6, just behind Lewis Hamilton, sorry, both Mercedes, both Ferraris, and the Red Bull of Max Verstappen there. Daniel Ricciardo still having a torrid start to his season there. And having a look at the constructor standings as well, we're still holding on to P4 at the moment, just 6 points ahead of Force Indy. You know, we really need Lance Stroll to try and pull his own weight in this team. But hopefully, you know, you guys have enjoyed this video. Do not forget to like, subscribe for more of my F1 2017 Webber's Return Career Mode. You know, hopefully, you know, we can get even closer to 2,500 subscribers. But I will see you all next time for a brand new video.